Okay, let's try again. And let there be light. Okay, now let me see if I can make this better. Okay, so without talking more and not being in the frame, I'm going to appear, however, heavily clothed because now I'm fat and the striations are no longer present and visible. Много съм близко. Ами, леко, ако можеш така да ме издърпаш назаде, не само емоционално в живота, ами така... Okay, now let me just move the power source for the light away. Okay, guys, so I decided to make a little bit of a different video today. Me reacting to the show, to the NPC Balkan pre-show, and giving you my honest opinion on, in-depth honest opinion on how I think it went and what I think happened. So what I'm gonna do, I have here some of the photos I received from the photographer that I requested when I was signing up for the show. You're gonna be seeing them here or maybe somewhere in the middle. I don't know how much of the frame is outside of me. So depending on that and depending on the advancement of my editing skills, we're gonna have somewhat of a better vlog today, okay? And by the way, drinking coffee at 6:36 in the evening is not really a good idea. But what to do? Okay, so there is preview now. Is this the first photo? Yes, it is. So this is going to be me doing a front blood spread. Now, I believe this was when we were doing the initial short presentations, when we were just doing a couple of poses. And then we were just they were lining us up. If you remember on the live, whoever watched the show, we went out one by one. Everybody did a small presentation and we got lined up on 2 rows. Then first call out, second call out. Before that, there were the comparisons of the two rows, and you had also the posing routines. Okay, so from lat spread, what you can see here is that the pose starts from the bottom. I have both of my quads deeply contracted. I have my midsection, which I don't have a vacuum in this pose. Later on, you're gonna see the same pose, but with a vacuum, and I believe there I do it better. Now, I have a relatively wide torso, and I have a relatively tight waist, especially when I diet down. In comparison to now, where if I extend my stomach, again, coach, this is not something that you should really be viewing. We've been eating, basically. Anyway, I'm 97 kilograms this morning, 96.5. So you can imagine I was 85.5 on stage. So gaining weight for me is not a problem, at least up to 100 kilograms. So my plan is to eat and to relax my mind up until 100 kilograms, and from then on, bulk is going to be a little bit different. But anyway, so this pose, I like how it looks. Obviously, here you can see my weak parts, which are going to be my arms and my shoulders and my chest. If those are brought up, it will be a very difficult pose to beat, at least in my eyes. So side chest here, because I am blessed with some amount of leg genetics, I was able to bring my legs up enough, and having in mind they only trained them for the 17-week period a moment. Благодаря ти, благодаря. So, yeah. Не, тия пускай да си такова, просто да не дърпа статива. Иначе тук може да минава пред мен. Basically here, you can see I am able to actually relax my hands. Да, здравей, стой. Ама така можем да ударим. Виж, ела да се покажеме. Ела да се покажеме веднъж. Пускам те долу да играеш. Хайде, ходи натам. Така. Сега. Anyway, I started talking in Bulgarian. Chest, I don't have it contracted as much as I would like. However, I like the shape here of my bicep. My arms are my weakest body part. So here I like the way my arms look. My arms are somewhat the same size as my calf, maybe a little bit bigger. And also my calves are weak body parts. At least symmetry is there. I like this pose here. I look thick enough, I look wide enough, and I look dense enough. Now, obviously, if arms, shoulders, and chest were bigger, that would be a completely different picture. But that's what we're working for next year. Vacuum. Here, again, the pose itself, I'm hitting, I believe, good. Having in mind last year I had no vacuum. What I really like is the way that my lats here on my rib cage and my muscles here, I forgot the name now, serratus, obliques, not quite sure. But I have good definition there. What I don't like is that I lack the width here. So I need to develop thickness here in this part of my back. This is something which I already have addressed and I'm already working on building more. This is going to be one of the parts in my body that I would like to improve as well. Мале! Мале! Какво става? Какво става? By the way, whenever somebody tells me, oh, I'm tired, oh, I'm stressed, and I ask them, do you have children? And they say, oh, no, no, no. I laugh at them. Whoever is a parent, you know what I'm talking about, especially when you have a toddler. But anyway, let's move on to the next picture. Okay, my favorite photo here. Width is there. This is gonna be the abdominals and thighs, where I pretty much grab my head here with this hand. I step on a L with my feet are on an L, and I contract my back leg. I try to contract the inner side of my quad, and on the front leg, I try to bring out the feathering while pressing down here and contracting the side of my core. Again, if chest, you can immediately see the shape is there, the size is lacked on the bottom, on the top part. If my arms were bigger and my shoulders were bigger and more capped with a bigger chest, again, it would be a very difficult pose to beat. At least for me. Back double biceps. I'm not sure which one of the four. Okay, back double biceps. One thing that I want to say here is that I always forget to lift my elbows higher when I'm posing because I have long limbs. So whenever I'm trying to look more like a bodybuilder, my muscles need to be more. You understand what I'm trying to say? I forgot the word in English. Like the muscle belly needs to be more round. So for me to create that illusion, I need to pretty much not flex here, but flex here, you know? Flex here, if that makes any sense. So to be able to do that, I am able to do that. However, because I forget to do that, I look more like I don't like how I look. What I do like is I like the conditioning. I like the Christmas tree. I like that my erectors on the bottom are contracted and striated. And most importantly, ass, glutes, hamstrings. My personal opinion, I've been bodybuilding for 2 years. This is competing for 2 years. I still do not have enough reputation, let's say, to be able to give out my opinions. But if you don't have a striated ass, I don't give a shit how many weeks you've prepped. If your ass isn't striated, don't get on stage. Yes, I get it. You still, for me, it's lack of self-respect. If I don't have my glutes striated, this means I did not diet hard enough. I didn't come on stage to show you a beach body. I came on stage to make you say, wow, that guy may not be the biggest, that guy may not have the best genetics in terms of muscle bellies and roundness and symmetry. However, his work ethic is undeniable. So this is what I want people to say. If you want for people to say, well, he has good shape, but he didn't diet well enough, I'm sorry. This is just not my cup of tea. Okay, back lat spread. We're not gonna look another vacuum. The favorite classic pose. Now I have a problem with that because I have a very difficult time doing this. Even I feel like this is okay, but when I look at it in the camera, it's gonna look awful. So because I do not really know how to do this pose, I figured out that when I kneel, I can twist my torso better. However, because I lack size in my arms and shoulders, this pose isn't. I don't really like. I like it better than what I look like when I'm standing up, and this is a part of my posing routine, I think. So yeah, I don't have my ass contracted here. I'm not pushing my hips forward. I don't have my calves, nor my glutes, nor my hamstrings contracted. So for that pose, I believe the conditioning saves me for it to look nice. Other than that, I'm already finding things that I want to improve. Now, the next photo actually is going to be, I believe this is in coach's place, night before the show. I've already went to the weigh-ins. Or maybe this is the night before the weigh-ins. I'm not sure. But this is one day out, literally. Now here, I'm already very much dehydrated. Maybe even I've loaded a little bit. I'm not quite sure. But this is at the end of the peak week. I'm showing you this picture just for you to see how small my waist becomes. So I also have wide shoulders. So if I'm able to build up my back, which I believe I have the genetics to do, it would be a much wider frame with the bigger arms. With the next pose, front lat spread, again from the same night. as you can see here, I'm pretty much muscle, skin, and bone. Body fat percentage, I don't really know. However, when I laid down and when I lifted up my skin of my leg, I could see light through it. So pretty lean. I don't think conditioning is a problem for me, as I saw for myself as well. This is not the call outs. This is when we were in rows and they were taking us out row by row. So here, I'm gonna start, from my opinion, from right to the for the far left, right. So the whitest guy, then it's me, then it's the smaller guy, and so on and so on. So the guy on the further left had an awful attitude, pretty much. Let me just see if I'm recording. Okay, I am. Anyway, prep brain is present even when I'm eating carbs. Muscle to mind ratio. So this guy had a very bad attitude. He did not have any proper paint put on, and he was pretty much fat. Yes, when he contracts, he looks somewhat cut. But keep in mind, this is after carb loading. This is on stage with the bright lights, with everything in place to make you look good. So he did not look he did not look good enough to be on stage. His ass was shaking, and I'm not trying to anybody who dares to step on stage, I believe, deserves respect. However, if your ass is shaking when you're hitting the back pose, you should fix that. It's not. I again would like how I look in this pose if my torso, my arms, shoulders, and chest were bigger. Because you can immediately see, even on the guy next to me who was in the junior class, this is a true novice, so it doesn't really matter age, you just go in. This guy, yes, I beat him, obviously, he's much smaller here. He's on a earlier stage in his career than me. But you can immediately see that his arms and shoulders are much more symmetrical to his torso with his chest. So immediately he's gonna look more like this. I look like this, and then on top you just have arms and delts and chest, which does not belong to my torso, if you want them to be the same size. The guy next to him, my friend, Martin is his name. He had I believe 5-6 weeks to prep. Not with a completely striated ass, however, I followed his journey and he had an incredible work ethic. So respect to him. He deserved to place wherever he placed. I believe he got a few medals. I believe he became second or third in the classes. He participated in the same classes I'm participating in. I did. So yeah, respect to Martin. I'm gonna be training with him next week, so maybe I'll shoot that. The next two guys I don't know personally. The first guy I believe won the class. Definition, I believe this was the guy who deserved to win. Great definition, great shape, and also mass was there. The guy next to him, I like the shape. I was looking like this more than a month out. What do I mean? If you try to deplete not all the way out and you try to spare some conditioning from some size, you're not gonna look as good, at least in my opinion. I would prefer coming out smaller and leaner, which I did, and improve on that year on year, rather than sacrifice conditioning. На здраве, тате. Okay, anyway. Just a moment, just a second. Кажи, тати, ще пикаеме ли? Сега тата ще донесе. Гриша само. Needed to provide the potty for my child to pee. Or probably poop. We don't know. It's always a mystery. Another thing only parents understand. Salute to all of the parents out there. Having a toddler is difficult and blessing at the same time. So, quarter turn, let's say it was here. So for me, because I learned how to pose properly this year, for this pose you need to push that part of your body backwards while twisting your hips forward, okay? So when I do it, I tend to look a little bit like an idiot. What I need to do is stand here, even here, so I can contract this properly. I'm not gonna show you because it's only fat now. But I look like an idiot in this pose. Not gonna comment it. I don't think I knock out any competition here. Now back shot. I am hoping I can make a zoom on this photo to show you this guy. You can notice his ass is shaking even on the photo. I like my back. Again, rear delts. If I bring those up, also work on my lats. The guy next to me had very good shape, by the way. He has a very bright future. Martin, great back development. Christmas tree present. Legs. You beat me, okay? Doesn't really matter what I say. But come on, man. Straight this ass. Straight. Don't fold the ass. Straight the ass. Let's see another photo here that I would like to comment on. No. Every pose pretty much. I like the same body parts. It's not, I cannot really hide it because I have long limbs. Let's see. Well, no, the remaining of the photos are just repeating themselves. But most importantly, am I satisfied from what happened? Yes. My goal with this show was, first of all, because it was very easy, trust me, it was much easier to win at Varna and just eat, relax, and say, okay, I'm a winner, and move off of that. However, I won a local show. The difference between a local show and a regional show is that on the local show, the competition is not gonna be, again, I'm gonna say this, no show is easy to win. However, competition is gonna be much better on the regional show. After this, so at least what's the ladder in my head? Win a local show, win a regional show, go for a pro card. Now, obviously, those are big leaps, and any bodybuilder will tell you it takes time for judges to get to know you, because you're not only competing against yourself, against other people. You are competing against yourself. If the judges know how you look last year, then you come in worse this year. Even if the competition is beneath you in the placing, you're not gonna get the same result from those judges because they get to know you. It's also good to ask for feedback from them. But why am I saying this? I like the way I look next to those guys. Those guys were training for longer time than me. I'm pretty sure not all of them have a child, work from home, work for themselves, work with money, wake up at 3 in the morning. However, everybody's path is compiled of a lot of difficult moments. So it's not a thing for me to just say, okay, blame it on the early rising, or blame it on the stress at work, or blame it on the parental activities, or blame it on my body hurting, or blame. No. Nobody is going to have it easy. So whenever you understand that everybody has it fucked up, it's much easier to push, because then you feel that you're on an equal playing field. So yeah, I'm very happy with what happened with the show. Now, what are my plans? What am I doing right now? Now, I'm reversing my supplementation. I'm eating a lot. I'm training heavy. I'm training 4 to 5 days a week, and I'm putting emphasis on my upper body. What I'm gonna be doing from next month up until the end of this year, I'm going to be on pretty much TRT dosages. So I don't really talk about this. Тата, какво става? Пусни я да ходи по земята. Иска това да вземе. Ще успееш ли, тате? Ще влезе кръвта в главата, подай го. Браво! 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 Така. So, anybody, I don't talk about this because it's not something that should be talked about. I believe the focus should be on many other things. But bodybuilding involves steroid usage. Not everybody, but everybody you see on the Olympia, everybody who is trying to go on the NPC, everybody who is moving forward in their career, even if they're genetically blessed, there is going to come a point in time for them to need to inject. That's the way to keep up with the competition. So without going into detail with that, I'm going to be lowering my dosages to basically TRT levels, which means I'm going to be inserting the natural amount of testosterone intramuscularly. Какво ще вземем? Браво! So next year, I'm going to be doing TRT until the end of the year, and then I'm going to be starting an off-season cycle, which is going to be 12 weeks. I spoke with coach today, and I wanted a 17 to 20 week prep. However, he wants on 6 to 8, maximum of 10 weeks. Why? Because I pretty much become ready on the 6-week mark. Everything after 6 weeks, I'm gonna burn my body. I'm gonna overheat my body, my processor, basically, if I can say it like this. However, I plan to do maximum of 4 shows and as little as 2 shows. And if circumstances are so that I only have the financial capacity to do 1 show, I'm going to be traveling to Italy and I'm going to be doing the Olympia, the Nanotech's Olympia there. If I manage to accumulate a good amount of money above what I need to provide the childhood that she deserves, because that comes first, then I'll do NPC in Bulgaria. I'm going to do NPC somewhere here near in Europe, and I'm going to do the Varna local show if they allow me, because the federation may have a penalty for competing into the NPC. Long story. Anyway, obviously I would like to defend my championship in Varna, but we'll see. The most important part for next year is the Olympia. So yeah, guys, this is more of a me talking against a blue wall type of video, but I wanted to give you my honest opinion. Am I satisfied? Do I think it was worth it? Yes. I have this very, very simple answer to people who tell me, man, you wake up early, you do this, you do that, you don't rest, you're going to burn yourself out. My answer is always the same. It's compiled out of 2 parts. I'm going to start with the second first. Every person who works a 9 to 5 is a real badass, because that's pretty much going on the hamster wheel for your entire life and just gripping it, like shutting them out, like gripping your teeth, just putting your best foot forward and just working to make a living and pretty much sacrificing your life. It's the most difficult thing to do. The second part of that is that I'm always asked, everybody that tells me this is employed. I tell them, imagine that tomorrow is your off day. You don't have to wake up early. However, your boss tells you, nobody to work tomorrow, you need to come in. I'm going to pay you twice, like a double shift. Doesn't really matter. Somebody else has control over your life. I choose to wake up at this time. I choose to do what I do. Nobody makes me. I can make money otherwise. I have other skills that I can develop and I can utilize and I can make money with. However, I found something in my life that it wakes me up in the morning. So I wish everybody to find that. Obviously, you cannot just stop working and do it. But if you have a dream, and if you believe that dream is worth it, and if you believe that dream is bigger than you, I believe that's a good part. It's a very big part of it. The dream needs to be bigger than you. It's not about you. It's not about me on stage. It's about her viewing me on stage, seeing that I was brave. It's about her asking me how I did things whenever there were no way to do them, and I did them. And I'm telling her how I did it, or she sees how I did it. Her, my child, getting inspired from that and sitting in the shade of a tree that I put in the ground, but I never sat in the shade of it myself, is my dream. And making it come into fruition is me chasing the unattainable. So yeah, guys, I'm going to leave you with this note. I hope you liked the video. And next time I'm going to show you how to cook cream of rice in a couple of ways, depending if you're somewhere on the go or you're at home, if you're dieting or you're not. There is a way to make it more bulkier. There is a way to make it in a different consistency so it tastes in a different way. I'm also going to show you different things that you can put in and not really care about them being carbs. So yeah, diets should not be only chicken and broccoli. You can eat some chocolate as well. You just need to know how. But anyway, guys, as always, let's get it. I'm going to stop with this coffee because it's getting late now. And see you on the next one. Peace.